Hello friends and welcome. I'm Sarah Liz. I'm excited you're here. Today we're going to make a super easy interactive card using the #1 fan die set from Trinity Stamps. It's an add-on to the circle-shaped card, and this thing is huge. Your packaging will be fancier than mine. I have an early copy of that set. It pairs as an add-on to the circle-shaped card, and then I'm also going to grab Circle Set A. These are every 1/4 of an inch, and they are absolutely huge. And finally, a circle shaker pouch. These are the blades of the fan, and I want those blades to spin, but in order to put the metal piece on top of it, I needed a shaker pouch to protect it. I also want to double up these fan layers because they are moving, so they're going to be a little bit sturdier this way, and that will really help. Anytime I'm adding an interactive element, I definitely want to make sure that those pieces that are moving are going to stand up over time if it gets a lot of movement. This is fairly protected because it'll be inside a shaker pouch, but I'm still cautious. To make sure my fan blades are perfectly centered, I cut a 4 1/4 inch circle and I folded it in half twice. Then I'll clip the corner and I have a little hole right in the middle. I lined that up on top of a 4 1/4 inch circle that I cut from matching cardstock to my card base. And then I'm going to tape those two together and I'll use a 1/4 inch circle die. It's the smallest in Circle Set A. And I'm going to cut out the little mark that I made in the center. This is just big enough for a snap and slide from Pear Blossom Press, but there are lots of other ways to make a spinning element as well. This one's just really easy. So I have two pieces and they just snap together. That's it. It is completely installed. Eventually, I'll need that to go through the card base as well, but not yet. We're going to work on the other elements first. I wanted to add a little depth and dimension on this fan, so I'm using some blue ink and my shading Sidekick. These are small blending brushes, maybe medium to small, and they're super fluffy. So even though this ink is a little bit darker than I probably want for this color of cardstock, the very soft fluffy bristles mean I can get a nice soft shade on the edges. I added a sticky spot, like a glue dot kind of, on top of my snap and slide, and then that way I can just center the fan blades on top of that circle and it will fit perfectly. So now I have my fan blades on the front. You can see how well they spin, right? That plastic on there means it glides really smoothly and nothing catches. I'm going to add this shaker pouch on top of it. And so I wanted to remove the little plastic backer piece. It's only on one side. And then I'll bring in the metal grate for the fan. I added some rip and stick sheet onto the back of it. It's a double-sided adhesive sheet from Trinity, and it works really nicely for something like this where it would have been very difficult to get the glue not to ooze out and create a huge mess all over that plastic. I peeled off the backing on part of it, but then I'm centering it, really focusing on the part that doesn't have the adhesive exposed. It lets me wiggle things a little more carefully, and then I'll press down on the part that's sticky and remove the rest of that backer sheet, and it is perfectly centered on my card. It was so much easier than I thought it would be. Then I'm going to add this little piece to the center. My metal pieces are cut out of like a metallic silver cardstock. I wanted that extra shine on here, and we'll decorate it. In that same die set, we have a whole face and sunglasses to go on this fan. And so I am just adding glue all the way around the edges of these glasses. They're so funny to me, you guys. I cut them out of purple, and then for the insides, we'll do black like they're sunglasses. And it's easy enough to add those to the inside with just a little bit of wet glue. I was concerned that maybe the stars would have to go one particular direction to fit in there, but I didn't find that to be true. I think you can put them in any direction, so you don't have to sit there and keep rotating. I always appreciate when die sets make it easy for us. There's also a mouth in here, so I will add a little bit of glue and then just tap that off on the back of my hand. Anytime I'm working with a tiny piece like this, you could tap it onto scratch paper, onto your glass mat, anything that's easy enough to clean off, and then that just keeps it from oozing out and dulling the shine of your cardstock. I want to add my shaker pouch at this point, and so I'm using my rip and stick tape, and I am just going all along the outside edge on the back of my fan. I am not tearing it. I find it rather tedious to have to remove the backing paper from 10 different pieces, so I just let it fold over itself and it's going to work just fine. Next, we're going to focus on getting that fan cover centered on the front. The pouch is slightly bigger than 4¼ which is great. It would leave room for shaker elements and it's going to leave room for those blades to spin. But I try to remove that release paper and then I put down 4 of those tabs that are like north, south, east, and west, right in the 4 corners of the compass to make sure that I got that circle centered within the pouch. From there, I can start pressing down all of the other tabs because I know it's not going to move. I'll be honest, I find this part oddly satisfying, so I hope you enjoy it too. You could also add shaker elements if you were just making a shaker card at this time as well. Once that's complete, I'll go to the back and I will add another layer of that rip and stick tape. I like to have it overlap both the plastic tabs and the cardstock. It grips better to the cardstock, and so if I can get a little bit of both, that seems to be the sweet spot for me. I'll remove the release paper, and again, it's just like one move to take all of that off, which I love, and then I'm going to add some wet glue as well. When I'm making something interactive, I'm going to add extra adhesive. I'm going to double up layers that move. I just want to make sure that this is going to hold up over time. I also need to make sure that that snap goes through both layers, that circle panel and then our card base. So I just pulled the back off of it and I'm pressing things pretty tightly. I don't want the front part of the snap and slide to fall out and then be shaking around on the inside of my shaker pouch, but it's easy enough to get everything lined up on the card base and then add the other snap to the back. So you can open and close that a couple of times if you need to. You could leave that snap and slide exposed, but it's a little difficult to grip. So there's another star in that die set, and I'm going to go ahead and add that to the inside. I've used a small glue dot and some wet glue. I just find, again, that the combination works really nicely for me, especially when there's a plastic element involved. There's wording in the die set as well. All of this is in the #1 fan, and I'm going to use I'm your #1 fan. And you'll notice, I know you guys, I'm an English teacher, but you'll notice it's the wrong your. The RE is bigger than just the R, and so I grabbed the wrong one. I'm not the only one. Like, top secret, there's a bunch of us on the design team who did this wrong. So I'm going to make it incorrectly and then we'll fix it, and I'll show you what I did. This die set includes a number of sentiment options. So we've got, I'm your #1 fan. I'm your biggest fan. You're so cool. I love all the cool puns that you can coordinate with this one as well. So I'm just gluing down pieces one at a time. If I had planned ahead, I would have used rip and stick sheet on the backs of these letters as well. It just speeds it up a little bit, turns them into stickers. But especially when I get to these larger letters, I'm going to start with my tweezers, but I'll move to my pickup stick in just a second here. I find the pickup stick to be faster, even though it doesn't always work for some of my really small pieces. But if I can put the glue onto that backing sheet, like I am here, the pickup stick is brilliant. So I'll just add tiny little dots, and I'm focusing on the parts of the letters that are thickest, where I know the glue isn't going to ooze out or cause me problems. And then that will finish up our sentiment. I'll put part of it on the outside of the card and part of it on the inside of the card. While I didn't remember to put rip and stick behind the actual letters, I did put it behind the shadow layers, and you can see how quickly this goes then. I did a quick check off camera to make sure I liked the layout of this, and then I just removed the backing paper. On the inside, I can do the same. I have my #1 fan, and I cut the cardstock for the letters to match my little star that's on the inside there as well. I just think there are so many fun things you could do here. For a little extra decoration on the front, I'm going to add a combination of gold and silver sparkle stars. If you love the sparkle spots, it's just like that, except they're star shaped. And these are new from this release. So I thought that was a lot of fun. A little extra shine, extra sparkle. And 3 days later, I got a text from Carrie Rhodes that was like, hey girl, hey, you spelled it wrong. So I am carefully coming in with a little pokey tool and pulling off the RE. And you can see here, there's tons of different options. I just didn't look closely enough. So we'll glue together just the R and its shadow layer, and then we'll add that onto the card. I got really lucky, actually. I used rip and stick sheet, and it's on plastic. And so I think if I had used wet glue, I would have torn the silver cardstock that's on the front. Both, I think, would have pulled off of the acetate okay, though. So there it is. I finally finished the card with the correct spelling. And then on the inside, we have our little star, and that makes it really easy to spin, right? Because I've got little grippy nubs. And then you can see the fan spinning on the front right behind that grate. I hope you'll try an interactive card today. I hope this is inspiring for you. There are so many things you can make spin on your cards. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I will see you next time.